How's it going, everybody? My name is B and welcome back to your altcoins. Today, I'm going to talk to you guys about a really cool coin. I just mentioned it yesterday, and in yesterday's video, I talked about how those three coins were going to moon in February of 2018. So in this video, I'm going to dive even deeper into one of them specifically that has started the process already. It's on wave one of the Elliott wave. I want to show that to you, so I'm going to talk about it very quickly on a fundamental basis, go through the project, and then I'm going to talk about it very thoroughly on a technical analysis prospect. I'll walk you through the different technical analysis of what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and if I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me in the comments down below. I love to learn. I'm itching to learn. I am an open book, and I will not take offense to it. Teach me. I want to learn this as much as I can. And for those of you asking where I do the graphing for all this stuff, and how I do this graphing, go in the description down below, hit that show more button, go down there, and you'll see links to this website here, market capitalizations. You'll see links to the ICO alert, which is a great location to find ICOs. You will see links to tradingview.com, which is this website right here. You will also see links to some of my videos talking about some very basic instructional technique on how to use TradingView to your advantage. And then you'll see links to Philocone. Philocone is a lovely, lovely YouTuber who has taught me everything I know through his tutorial videos. There will be a link to his Twitter down there, and there will be a link to his 13, 14, 15, something like that. It's a playlist of YouTube videos between 13 and 15 instructional videos, starting from very basic things like how to get set up on Bitfinex, going into MACD, which is moving averages, going into RSI, or relative strength index, going into Fibonacci retracement and Elliott wave theory. All that stuff that I'm going to talk about, he talks about in much more depth. Do what I do, throw it on 2x speed, and listen to your heart's content and get a feel for this kind of stuff. But before we get into Poe, I'm not sure why I decided let's get into Poe. Before we get into Poe, let's take a look at the market cap and the market as a whole. Market cap of 570 billion. We've been very steady in this range, more or less. Pull up the month chart, right? We got really low here, guys, of 428 billion. We were really high here of 830 billion. And ever since that low, we've been very chill between 550, 630, 517, right here in that $500 to $600 billion range. We're up to 1,498 coins on the market, almost up to 1,500 coins, just shy. Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Litecoin took a little bit of a hit recently. Bitcoin has been pushing out of that resistance. I talked about that in a previous video, talking about Bitcoin and where it was going. It pushed out of that resistance. Things were going good for Bitcoin. And then I can't remember what happened. There was some FUD or something like that, and the price of Bitcoin dropped. Like, watch this, guys. It was going up. We were doing good. We actually approached $12,000 US just the other day, and then boom, right back down again. 11.3. It got even as low as 10.58. What was that? The 26th, 27th of January? Just a couple days ago. It was going good, going good. We were up to that 12,000 range. Very close. And you have to remember, a strong Bitcoin is a strong altcoin market. And that's what we're talking about, altcoins. Okay, now, without further ado, everybody, let's take a look at Poe. So Poe, with a ticker of POE, is actually trading at 10 cents right now. Market cap is only 236 million. And when you compare this to coins like Ethereum or Neo or Tron or all those other big players with a billion plus market cap, that shows you that there's a lot of room for Poe to grow from a 230 million US dollar cap to a 2 billion cap. That's a 10x, guys. So there's plenty of room there to grow. So which means you could see a $1 Poet sometime in the future. 24-hour trade volume of 42 million. That 24-hour trade is picking up. Circulating supply of 2 billion, total supply of 3 billion. This has been out since September. It's a very new coin, and don't all of you wish you can get in on the coin right here at the $18 million market cap? Wouldn't that have been fantastic? Poe, in recent memory, has been as high as about a 23-cent coin. So we're half as high as our previous market high. And if you look down here, see if I can open this up a bit better. And if you look down here, that trade volume is just starting to come back. Poe has been very dead on people's radar for a while now, and that trade volume is just coming back. If that can stay steady or start to go up, start to ramp up, you might see some love for Poe. And I mean some real love. Poe is available on Binance and KuCoin, predominantly on Binance. I'll give you the quick one over to what Poe is, and we'll jump right into the technical analysis. Poe is basically a means for people and publishers and creators and content creators, digital content creators, creative people online to claim ownership to their work by having a time-stamped ticker on all of their creative products that can be tracked on the blockchain and are immutable because of blockchain mechanics. So this is definitely dedicated to online creative people, whether they're content creators, whether they're publishers, whether they're editors and writers, whether they're musicians. And there was a humongous announcement. This announcement has started Elliott Wave 1. And let me find that for you. Check this out. Announcing our partnership with digital media network Maven, exposing Poet to 40 million users. Watch this, guys. One of the most exciting aspects about our partnership is the scale to which Maven is already built. Maven's content creators, 40 million content creators being served by Maven. Each of these users will also now be exposed to Poet, which will become their primary source of registration and licensing information for every work distributed through that platform. So these 40 million people will be using Poet and the currency and the network, the basis of Poet to register and license all their creative goods. 40 million people, guys. Bam, just like that. That's amazing. So enough of the fundamental stuff. Let's get to the technical analysis stuff. Poe was only been out since September. And when it first came out, it was kind of chilling, not doing a whole lot. And then if we zoom in, we were on 1 hour candles right now, for those who are wondering. We had our first burst. It went from like 57 Satoshi to a high in the range of almost 300 Satoshi. Look at that increase. Insane increase. That's wave 1, right? And we can use Elliott Wave. Actually, forget Elliott Wave. So Elliott Wave, wave 1. What I mean by that, Elliott Wave looks like this. Elliott Wave is in 5 steps. Goes 1, retraces to 2, goes up to 3, 4, and then 5. That is a basis of Elliott Wave. 5 sometimes goes higher than 3. Sometimes 5 is about the same height as 3. Couple of rules I want you to keep in mind when thinking about Elliott Wave. 1, number 2, this retracement right here cannot retrace more than this. If it does, it's not Elliott Wave. It is just a blip in the radar. It's a pump and dump, whatever. So this cannot retrace further than the first point. Remember that. 2, wave 3. So from 2 to 3, this next impulse wave up is never the smallest wave and often the biggest wave. What that means, if wave 1 is this big, right? If wave 1 is this big, that means wave 2 and 3 right here has to at least be this big. If it is not this big, if this wave right here is not at least this big, if it's shorter, what that's going to mean is wave 5 is going to be tiny, because wave 3 is never the smallest. So if wave 3 is less than wave 1, wave 5 is going to be tiny, guys, because wave 3, according to Elliott Wave theory, can never be the smallest and is often the biggest. So wave 5 sometimes goes up to here, sometimes wave 5 goes further, but if wave 3 is smaller than wave 1, wave 5 is going to be tiny. So that is Elliott Wave theory. Inside, hold on, I'm going to unblock this. Inside of each of these waves, you can also find smaller Elliott waves. So inside of wave 1, impulse waves will have often 5 points, and then retracement waves will have 3 points of retracement. So in here, you'll see like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? You'll see that always in your growth, always in your impulse waves, you'll see the 5 points of Elliott Wave. And then in your retracement waves, you're going to see 3 points of retracement. A, B, C. Very, very often. And again, 3 up, 5 down, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then down, you'll again see 1, 2, 3. In that kind of a fashion. So I'm going to erase these tiny lines and then show you another thing. The crazy thing about this Elliott Wave right here, is that this is going to be another Elliott Wave in and of itself. So you have this massive Elliott Wave, and guess what? On top of that, from here to here is going to be Elliott Wave 1 of an even bigger Elliott Wave, and then that's going to retrace, and then that's going to go up, and on and on and on. There are Elliott Waves within Elliott Waves within Elliott Waves. So now that you know that, let's backtrack. After you have your Elliott Waves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you have a retracement. And that tracement is denoted with letters of A, B, C. A, B, C. Something like that. It never looks exactly like this, but this is always the ballpark. Now, after that, there's going to be an attempted Elliott wave up 1, an attempted one. If this fails to form an Elliott wave, you're going to enter another retracement period. Like if this goes back beneath that, clear indication that's not Elliott wave, what that means, guys, is that you're entering further retracement. So you're going to have this attempted Elliott wave, and that's going to be a failure, and then it's going to go back into another retracement. And it'll keep doing that until it successfully performs Elliott wave. That is your quick and dirty introduction to Elliott wave. If you want more information on that, check out Phil Cohn's lessons. He's a beauty when it comes to Elliott wave. So we're here early in Poe's existence. There's Elliott wave 1, and within Elliott wave 1, you can find new waves. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see how within impulse wave 1, there are 5 waves of Elliott wave? Check that out. And let's see if we can find 3 retracements here. So here's a retracement here, right? And I guess you guys can agree here. And then here. This one's not placed very well. I would use that right there. Boom. And then in wave 2 of that retracement wave, there are 3 points. 1, 2, 3. You can find them no problem. You can even say that is point 2 all the way down to point 3. See? Elliott waves inside of Elliott waves. Elliott waves inside of Elliott waves. And this entire, hold on, let's go auto back on. And this entire 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC Elliott wave is just Elliott wave 1 of another Elliott wave. So boom. 1, 2, 3 somewhere, 4, 5. I'm going to zoom out really good. I'm going to change the color on this one too, just so you guys have a little bit more visibility on this thing. I know I'm going really deep into Elliott wave, but I really want you guys to understand what's happening here. So Elliott wave, 0. There's 1. There's 2. Elliott wave 3 is often the longest and ever the shortest. Let's draw this line right here and move it. I'm going to zoom in a bit like this. Auto. Which means you can expect Elliott wave 3 to get up into that 2,000 Satoshi range. Elliott wave 3 of this massive Elliott wave, taking into account all of this, is going to be up in that 2,000 Satoshi range. There's some real information for you guys. Using Elliott wave theory that I've shown you, you have Elliott waves within Elliott waves. It is going to be in that 2,000-ish Satoshi range. Crazy how that works when you think about that. So let's get back to the price as it is right now. Let's get back to the real stuff. I've been talking about like really far future stuff or relatively far future stuff. Like I expected to hit 2,000 Satoshis in March, and I'll show you why. So wave 3 that you saw, I'm expecting 2,000 Satoshis in March. That's my goal. That's my plan, and I'm going to show you how. So here's your retracement. Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A, B, C. It has retraced. So we start our Elliott waves again. Let's switch back to our 1 hour candles. So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have A, B, C. It's gone down. Let's count the waves again. Let's go 1. I would call this a 1. And I will call this a long 2. Right here. So, as you can see, 2 is not retraced as far as 1. So far, Elliott wave is confirmed. Now we're going to have a 3. And there's also another little rule. I want you to remember this one. If the 1 to 2 retracement takes a long time, you could imagine that the 3 to 4 retracement is going to be very, very short. So 3, I expect to get up into this 1,400 Satoshi range. I'll show you why in a second. And then 5, I'll just put those points down for now. Now I'm going to pull out another tool. I'm not going to talk too much about it. Again, Phil Cohn, go to his research. He'll have more information for you. I may myself take the time to have tutorial videos on Fibonacci retracement, Fibonacci extension, Elliott wave theory, all that kind of stuff. But for the time being, we're going to stick with it. I'm going to show you it to you. I'm not going to explain it too much in depth, or this video could literally be an hour long of me talking, which would be insane, guys. Pulling up Fibonacci retracement. Fibonacci is a term you probably heard all around the world. It's a ratio. It is a golden ratio. It is found in everything from how galaxies swirl to all sorts of crazy things. Google Fibonacci sequence or Fibonacci number. It's going to blow your mind. So, take your Fibonacci sequence from the bottom of point 1 to the top of point 1. I'll extend it so you can see it. Top of point 1, you can see that it is retraced all the way to the 618 number. You notice how conveniently a lot of buys try to get down to the 618 line right here and then came up and then bounced back down. And then came up and bounced back down. It's because seasoned traders usually set their buy zones right here. Happens all the time. This line right here between the green and the blue, that 618, that is the golden ratio number. For those of you who are familiar with Fibonacci numbers, that is a golden number. Happens all the time. People buy up right here. So it dropped to the 618. And now we got to try and guess of where it's going to go. So we're going to use another tool called the Fibonacci extension. So we go from our bottom here to our top, and using that distance, we're going to guess and guesstimate where we think the price is going to go. So put it right down to the bottom. Boom. This is a 1-to-1 extension. See this line right here? The gray line, this gray-blue line is the 100% line. That means if the price reaches that line, it has traveled the same distance as if from the bottom of this wave to the top of this wave. So we can expect, since wave 3 is generally the longest and never the shortest, we can expect, at the very least, it's probably going to hit this gray line, which puts it right in between 1,300 Satoshis and 1,400 Satoshis. So over the next couple days, this one went from the 17th to the 19th. So 2 days for it to go from this low to this high. Over the next couple days, 2-3 days, you should see this number of 1,000 Satoshi range. Where are we at right now? We are at 950 Satoshi. You should see it hit right here between 1,300 and 1,400 Satoshis, probably higher than that. Conveniently, you see how the top of this here, this is a line of resistance. It couldn't pass this. This is 1,300 Satoshis. So I expect it to probably hit 1,300 Satoshis, guys. Maybe poke above it. It'll poke above it with a wick, but I bet you the body, the 1 hour body, will be in that 1,300 Satoshi range, guys. Look how that lines up. Look how that lines up. I love Elliott Wave and Fibonacci. It's so amazing how stuff just magically lines up. It's not magic. It's science. It's awesome. So we can expect Poe in the next few days to reach 1,200 to 1,300 Satoshis right here at this line. Sorry, my mistake. That's the blue-gray line. Turn off auto. It's always in the way. Expect it to reach right here. Right here. It could go past it. It does that sometimes, but it could. Let's see if it did over here. I'm going to, oops, like that. Oh, I messed up now. Go back. I'm pretty sure, guys, that, let's use the retracement tool on the first wave, guys. So let's say we'll call this the bottom, and then we'll call like this the top, and then we'll call like that the bottom. Because it was so shallow, it retraced 360%. That's insane. So now we're ballparking that it's going to end right here. And I'm going to put this dot right here just to show you. This is our ballpark, 1,300 Satoshis. That's where we think it's going to at least poke through with a wick of a candle, if not finish there. So with that knowledge, we will do a little bit of Fibonacci retracement again and go from this point up to this point, call that the high, and we can expect it to retrace on the 4 to 618. Now, this retracement took a very, very long time, which means this retracement should be pretty short, guys. It's usually a very opposite reaction to that. Give an example. Here's 1 retracing to 2. It's taking forever. You can go all the way over here, taking forever. Let's see how long it went. We'll call that the bottom. Yeah, we're going to call that the bottom. So that's how long it took from 1 to 2 retracement. And as you can see, the 3 to 4 retracement is shorter. 3 to 4 is shorter than 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 took so long. I expect 3 to 4 to be quite short. So where is it going to retrace? Is it going to get to the yellow level, the 382? Is it going to get to the 5? I would imagine, because of the short retracement period, that it's going to get between 1,100 Satoshis and 1,000 Satoshis. 150 to 1150. 150 to 1150, that's where I expect this to retrace. So put your buys in here. Once it reaches this level of that 1,300 range, I suggest you put your buys in this 1,000, 1,100 range. And then from there, it'll continue to go up. Now, you probably ask yourself, B, once it does its 5 steps of waves, once it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you'd see that, how do you know how far it's going to drop after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? How do you know where C is? Let me show you. So we did Elliott Wave, so we did the Fibonacci retracement, right? We do from 0 to 1 to find where 2 retraces, and 2 retrace right here in that golden number of 618. And then we took Fibonacci and we went from 2 to 3 to guess where we think 4 is going to end. If you want to do the whole thing, you don't go 4 to 5, guys. A lot of amateur guys, I learned this from Philocone, a lot of amateur guys will go Fibonacci from 4 to 5 and guess it's going to retrace to here. No. You do Fibonacci from 0 to 5. And then from there, you can guess it's going to probably retrace all the way to that 618 level. So once it reaches its number 5 peak, it's going to retrace to that 618 level probably. Let's do that. That's an example. Let's use it right now. Right here. Go from 0 up to 5. And it actually retraced as far as 618 right here. Look at that. Look at that. I love Elliott Wave. I love Fibonacci. Look at it. Look at it. From here we go. We just did it right here in front of you. I did it right here in front of you guys. From zero, the first point in the wave, to the highest point in the wave, it retraced to that 618 level. And I'm going to draw it right here for you guys. No, I'm going to draw it, not drag it. Look at that right here. Boom. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to take a sip of coffee because I'm totally excited about this. Beautiful. This is why I'm learning this stuff, because it's useful. It is so amazingly useful. Now, some of you are going to say, B, I don't think this has anything to do with Elliott wave theory or Fibonacci retracement, even though I gave you all this proof. Even though I showed you all this proof, you're going to say, B, I don't think it had anything to do with Fibonacci retracement or Elliott wave. I think what caused the price to spike was the good news of that partnership. And to you, I will say you're not technically wrong. It sure helped. But if you noticed this here, right here, where it dropped, it came up and dropped and came up and dropped, came up, it would keep doing that for quite a while. And it might even go back further down to the next level of retracement, right? As you can see, it was bouncing off the golden 618, golden 618, golden 618. And let's say it kept doing that, and then eventually there weren't enough buyers anymore, and it dropped down to this support level of 786. Eventually, because how all of us who know about Fibonacci retracement and Elliott wave theory, eventually we would have caused the price to spike. Though, wow, now the price spiked because of the news, so that got everyone's engines running. Everyone's like, all right, wave 3, here we go. What? I want to show you something else, guys. I want to show you something else. Let's stop looking at Fibonacci. Let's stop looking at Elliott wave, all deep technical stuff, but hopefully I explained fairly clearly, and if I can't, Philocone can. I want you to see a little bit of a divergence going on here. This is RSI. I've talked about it in previous videos. And this is candles. I'm going to turn off these lines because they're in the way right now. So turn off the EMA, turn off this, turn off the volume, turn off the Bollinger Bands. Boom, now you can see clearly. Isn't this kind of weird, guys? The RSI, the relative strength index, what it is, it's relative strength, generally closely follows how things flow. It closely follows the price, quite closely. But I found a divergence. The price was going down. I drew lines to show you. Boom, going down, and right here, going down. But the RSI was going up. Here's the top of the RSI, peaks here, peaks here, peaks here. Here's the bottom, resistance, resistance, resistance. And I thought, man, that's kind of funny. So coupling the Elliott wave theory that we were in retracement to, it was approaching the 618 support, and couple the fact that the RSI was going up, but the price was going down. Whenever you see a divergence like this, that means something's going to change, which generally means price goes up because the RSI goes up. If the price is going down, the RSI is going up, the price is going up. Now, if the price is going up, but the relative strength index is going down, guys, you know that price is about to tank. And if you also look, weirdly enough, in that time, the MACD was kind of going up, even though the price was kind of going down, right? These MACD lines from here to here, were kind of going up, but the price was going down. See, divergence. Keep your eye open for that. Not necessarily just in this coin, but in any coin. See, here's Tron right now. I saw another divergence. Right here. I pulled it out. Look, the price of Tron was going down. These are 1 hour candles. This isn't 5 minutes stuff. This is 1 hour candles, guy. The price going down. The RSI kind of trending up. And sure enough, it went up. It went from 560 Satoshi to 586 Satoshi on the 1 hour candle. Boom. Look at that. Beautiful. Yet another example. Look, as the price was going down, the histogram was starting to go up. That's so weird, guys. So weird. So every time you see a kind of divergence, it's a sign that it's going to swing, that things are going to swing. So keep an eye open for those kinds of things on your own charts, because it might teach you some stuff. So going back to Poe, why do I think this is probably going to hit 2,000 Satoshis this month of February? I don't know if it's here. I don't know if it's going to be over here. If I give us a little bit more breathing room, right? If I do a little bit more breathing room here, I don't know if it's going to be over here. I'm pretty sure this is going to hit 2,000 Satoshis because, again, we're going to do Elliott wave theory. So here's point 1 of the bigger Elliott wave. of the massive Elliott wave. Boom. And then this is going to go, I got to draw these lines so I can actually do it. I'm going to change this to like a gold. It's going to be a bright gold color. I'll make it nice and thick so you guys can see it. So 5 is somewhere up here. I'll show you why 5 is going to be somewhere up here. I'm just going to get these lines out of the way. I'll show you why 5 is going to be somewhere up there. Let's do Fibonacci extension. From here to here to here. Because we have our distance. We have our line 1 of the bigger Elliott wave from here to here. And we have line 2 of our bigger Elliott wave because it retraced from here to here. Let's extend it and ballpark it. Boom. Look where 100% is, guys. Here's that 100% line that we used before, and look where it is. 2,098 Satoshis. I expect wave 5 of this new Elliott wave to reach 2,000 plus Satoshis. I absolutely expect it. If it doesn't get in this 2,000 Satoshi range, that means this line is going to be shorter than this line, which means wave 5 is going to be really short. It means wave 5 is going to be really short, guys. So hopefully, with all this information, I brought you guys some value because that's what I want to do. I want to bring you guys as much value for free. I don't want to charge you a damn thing, guys. I just want to do this for free because I love this. I don't know if you can tell by how excited I am talking about Elliott Wave. This stuff is fascinating to me, and I am absolutely addicted. I have jumped into the rabbit hole. I don't know how deep this is going to go, but it is amazing. Feel free to go and check out Philocone's instructional videos. Take the time. Educate yourselves. You guys are into cryptocurrency before the world is into cryptocurrency. That's why you're sitting down watching these videos. Think about that. How much of the world knows about crypto? None of it. Less than 1% is even thinking about crypto, let alone investing. You guys are so ahead of the curve. Take the time now. Educate yourselves. Arm yourselves with the knowledge to make the good decisions. Because there's money here, guys. There's plenty of opportunity for it. So I hope you found this educational. If you did, if you found this very useful, if you found this valuable, share it. Share it with a friend. Put it on Facebook. Email it to your buddy. Text it to your wife or your husband. It doesn't matter because I just want to spread this knowledge that I'm teaching myself. I want to share it and spread it to everybody for free because that's what I love to do. And this is where I'm ending the video. So as always, thank you very much for watching.